The battlefield was silent after the storm of war. The sky was dark, filled with smoke from burning ships. Broken weapons and shattered machines lay across the ground. The air was heavy with dust, and the silence was broken only by the crackling of fire. In the middle of this destruction, something unusual was found. She was there. A small alien girl sat in the ruins. Her body was weak, her clothes torn, and her face pale. Her eyes were wide, full of fear and confusion. She looked too young to be in a war zone, yet here she was, alone and trembling. Other alien soldiers saw her from a distance. At first, they thought she was just another survivor. But when they came closer, they stopped suddenly. Fear spread across their faces. They whispered in their strange languages, their voices full of panic. Some pointed at her glowing marks, shining faintly on her skin. Others muttered words that carried terror, cursed, dangerous, forbidden. One by one, they stepped back. None of them dared to touch her. None of them dared to speak to her. In their eyes, she was not a child in need, she was something to be feared. Within minutes, they all deserted her. The battlefield emptied, leaving her sitting alone in the cold ruins. She hugged her knees tightly, shaking. Her lips moved as if trying to form words, but no sound came out. Her strange glowing marks pulsed faintly in the dark, like a secret waiting to be discovered. Then came the sound of footsteps. Not the sound of retreat. Not the sound of soldiers running away. These footsteps were steady, calm, and moving toward her. It was the humans. A small group of human soldiers entered the broken field. Their armor was scratched, their faces dirty from the long battle, but their eyes were sharp. They saw the girl sitting in the ruins and froze for a moment. One soldier muttered, "What is this?" Another said, "She looks like a child, but those marks, they are not normal." The leader of the group, a tall man with scars on his face, narrowed his eyes. "Every other alien is running away from her. That means something. Be careful." Still, unlike the others, they did not turn back. They walked closer, step by step. The girl looked at them with fear. She pushed herself back against the broken wall, as if expecting them to harm her like everyone else. But the humans stopped at a safe distance. One soldier slowly lowered his weapon. "It's okay. We won't hurt you." She blinked, confused. No one else had spoken to her like that. She stretched out her hand weakly, shaking, almost as if asking for help. The humans looked at each other. Doubt filled their minds. Every warning told them to stay away. If entire alien armies were afraid of this girl, then maybe she was a danger greater than they could imagine. But something in her eyes was different. Her eyes did not carry anger or hatred. They carried pain, loneliness, and a silent plea for help. The leader finally spoke. "She is helpless. I don't care what others say. We will not abandon her." The soldiers exchanged uncertain looks, but they trusted their leader. Slowly, one of them stepped forward and offered a hand. The girl hesitated, then placed her small glowing hand into his. Her skin was cold, trembling, but her grip was desperate, like someone clinging to life itself. At that moment, a strange sound echoed across the battlefield. The humans quickly raised their weapons. In the distance, shadows moved, alien scouts returning. They shouted when they saw the humans standing near the girl. Their voices were filled with fear and anger. "Leave her," one of them cried. "You don't know what she is." But the humans did not step back. They formed a circle around the girl, protecting her. The leader shouted back, "If she is dangerous, why is she crying? Why is she alone? You abandoned her, but we will not." The alien scouts shook their heads and vanished into the smoke, unwilling to come closer. The humans pulled the girl to her feet. She stumbled, too weak to stand properly, but they held her steady. Her glowing marks flickered again, brighter this time, as if reacting to the human's touch. One soldier whispered nervously, "What if those marks are a weapon?" Another replied softly, "Or maybe, they are a warning. A warning of what she has suffered." The leader remained firm. "Whatever she is under our protection now." The girl looked at them with wide eyes. For the first time, her lips moved, and a faint sound escaped. One word, broken but clear. "Safe." The humans froze. She had spoken in their language. Somehow, she knew this single word. It was not much, but it was enough to strike their hearts. They understood her. She wanted safety. She wanted protection. And she was asking them, not anyone else, because everyone else had abandoned her. The leader gave a firm nod. Yes. You are safe now. We will protect you. As they carried her away from the battlefield, none of them realized the weight of their choice. Protecting her would not be simple. It would bring war, danger, and betrayal. But it would also reveal something greater, something that could change the fate of the galaxy forever. For now, all they knew was this. The helpless alien girl, deserted by everyone else, had found her only hope in humans. The night was silent when the humans carried the alien girl back to their camp. Their boots crunched over broken stones as they moved through the ruins. Fires still burned in the distance, but they kept moving, guarding her as if she was one of their own. The girl was weak. Her small body leaned heavily against the soldier who carried her. Her glowing marks flickered faintly, lighting up her pale skin like living symbols. Each time they glowed, the soldiers exchanged worried glances. None of them understood what the marks meant. Inside the camp, the soldiers placed her on a blanket near the fire. She curled up, hugging herself, her eyes scanning everything nervously. She looked like a frightened child, yet there was something powerful hiding behind her fear. One soldier whispered, "She does not belong here. Look at those marks. They are not natural." Another replied, "But she is just a girl. She needs help." The leader stayed silent for a moment, watching her carefully. Then he said, "The others abandoned her. We will not. That is what makes us human." Still, doubt filled the camp. When the night grew darker, strange things began to happen. The glowing marks on her skin became brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat. The air around her seemed to shift, like invisible waves moving through the camp. Weapons hummed softly, their metal vibrating. The humans stood up quickly, raising their guns, ready for danger. The girl lifted her head slowly. Her eyes glowed faintly, and she whispered in a broken voice, "Safe, please." The tension broke. She was not attacking them. She was begging. The soldiers lowered their weapons, though unease still burned in their minds. The leader knelt down in front of her. His voice was calm but firm. "You are safe here. But you must tell us, who are you? Why do others fear you?" She opened her mouth, trying to answer, but no clear words came. Instead, she pointed to the sky with a trembling finger, then touched the glowing marks on her skin. Her eyes filled with tears. The soldiers exchanged confused looks. None of them understood, but one thing was clear: these marks were not normal. They were connected to something greater, something far beyond this battlefield. The leader sighed. "We cannot abandon her. If she is dangerous, we will find out. But leaving her to die is not an option." That night, a message spread quickly through the alien factions. Scouts who had seen the humans with the girl carried tales back to their leaders. And soon, whispers filled the galaxy, "The cursed child lives. And the humans have chosen to protect her." By morning, warnings came. Strange voices called out from the shadows near the camp. Alien messengers approached the humans, but none dared step too close. One messenger shouted, "Leave her. She is not what you think. Protecting her will bring doom to your kind." The human leader stood tall, his voice steady. "She is helpless. You left her to die. That is not our way. We will not leave her behind." The messenger's face twisted with fear and anger. "You do not understand. She carries the memory of her people. She is a weapon, not a child." The girl flinched at those words. She hugged herself tightly, tears rolling down her face. The humans looked at her, then at the messenger. "Even if she is a weapon," the leader replied, "she did not choose to be one. She is still a child, and she is under our protection." The messenger shook his head. "Then you have chosen your fate. Do not expect mercy when the others come for her." He disappeared into the smoke, leaving behind silence and fear. The soldiers gathered around their leader. Some were nervous. "We are risking everything for her. If the others attack, we may not survive." The leader's eyes were firm. "Maybe. But we are not like them. We do not run from the helpless. That is what makes us different. The girl watched them, her eyes shining with tears. She tried to speak again, struggling with their language. Slowly, she whispered another broken word. Thank you. The soldiers were stunned. She was learning. Somehow, she was trying to connect with them. That moment sealed their choice. They would protect her, even if it meant fighting the entire galaxy. As the day passed, the girl's strength returned little by little. She followed the soldiers with her eyes, studying them, trying to understand. She even smiled faintly when one soldier offered her food. It was the first smile they had seen from her, and it touched them deeply. But the danger was not gone. Shadows moved around the camp at night. Distant sounds of ships echoed in the sky. Other alien races were hunting her, and the humans knew it was only a matter of time before the real war began. Yet in the heart of the camp, one thing became clear. The humans had made their choice. They would stand by the alien girl, no matter what came next. What they did not know was that their choice would test them beyond limits. It would reveal secrets hidden for ages. And it would place them in the center of a battle that could decide the fate of the galaxy. For now, she was only a helpless girl. But soon, they would learn the truth of who she really was. The campfire burned low as night covered the battlefield. The humans sat in silence, their eyes scanning the shadows around them. Everyone could feel it, the calm would not last. The alien girl sat close to the fire, her knees pulled to her chest. Her glowing marks were faint now, like dim embers on her skin. She was exhausted, but she did not sleep. Each time she heard a sound in the distance, she flinched. Fear never left her eyes. The soldiers whispered among themselves. They will come for her, one said. Another replied, they already know she is here. It is only a matter of time. The leader looked at the girl. His voice was steady. Then we will be ready. Not long after, the silence broke. The sound of engines roared in the distance. Shadows moved across the sky. Alien ships were closing in. The soldiers quickly prepared their weapons. The girl's eyes widened with terror. She clutched the arm of the soldier beside her, whispering one word. Hide. But the humans did not hide. They stood together, forming a line between her and the incoming threat. Moments later, the ground shook as alien warriors landed. Their armor glowed with strange colors, and their weapons hummed with deadly energy. They looked at the humans with disgust, then pointed to the girl. Give her to us, their leader commanded. She does not belong to you. The human leader stepped forward. She is not your prisoner. She is under our protection. The alien leader's face twisted with rage. Foolish humans. Do you not understand? She carries power that even we cannot control. Protecting her will bring death to your people. But the humans did not move. Their weapons were ready. Their faces showed no fear. The alien warriors advanced, but the girl suddenly cried out. Her glowing marks flared brighter than ever before, casting light across the battlefield. The aliens froze for a moment, fear flashing in their eyes. The girl collapsed to her knees, trembling, holding her head as if in pain. The humans rushed to her side, shielding her. She is just a child, the human leader shouted. Why are you hunting her like an enemy? The alien leader snarled. Because she is not a child. She is a key. If she falls into the wrong hands, entire worlds will burn. Before the humans could answer, the aliens attacked. Blast of fire lit up the night. The humans fought back fiercely, their weapons flashing with every shot. They were outnumbered, but they did not back down. Every soldier fought with one purpose, to protect the girl. The girl watched with wide eyes as humans risked their lives for her. No one else had done that. Every other race had abandoned her. But these humans, they stayed. Something inside her shifted. She pressed her small hands to the ground. Her glowing marks pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. Without understanding how, she whispered a word in their language. Safe. And then it happened. A wave of energy rippled outward from her body. The alien warriors were thrown back, their weapons flickering out. The ground shook, dust rising into the air. The humans looked around in shock. None of them had expected this. The girl fell back, gasping, her strength nearly gone. The alien leader rose to his feet, fear in his eyes now. He pointed at her. You see, this is why she must not live. She is dangerous. The human leader shouted back, no. She is not dangerous. You fear her because you cannot control her. But she is not your weapon. The aliens hesitated. They were shaken by the girl's power. Finally, their leader growled, this is not over. You cannot run from the truth. With that, they retreated, vanishing into the night sky. Silence returned, but the humans knew it would not last. The girl's power had been revealed, and now every enemy in the galaxy would come for her. The soldiers gathered around her. She lay weak and trembling, her glowing marks fading again. She looked at them with tears in her eyes, whispering softly, "Why, help me." The leader knelt beside her. His voice was gentle but strong. Because no one else will. Because you deserve a chance to live, not to be hunted. She stared at him for a long moment. Then, for the first time, she spoke a new word in their language. A word filled with emotion. Friend. The soldiers were silent, moved by her fragile voice. That small word carried more weight than any weapon. It was a bond. But the danger was growing. Ships would return. More armies would come. The humans knew they could not stay here. The leader stood tall. We move at dawn. If they want her, they will have to go through us. The soldiers nodded, their resolve firm. The girl watched them, her fear slowly changing into trust. She knew now, they were different. For the first time since her world was destroyed, she did not feel alone. But far away, across the stars, powerful forces were already preparing to hunt her down. And the humans who chose to protect her had unknowingly stepped into a battle that would test the strength of humanity itself. The pursuit had only begun. The humans moved quickly at dawn. Their camp was packed in silence, and their eyes stayed on the skies above. Everyone knew the enemy would return. But now there was no turning back. They had chosen to protect the alien girl, and that choice had already changed everything. The girl walked slowly between them, too weak to keep up, but the soldiers supported her. She did not resist. Her glowing marks were dim, hidden beneath her torn clothes, but every soldier kept glancing at them nervously. None of them understood what they truly meant. As they marched, the leader finally spoke. We cannot keep walking blindly. We need answers. Who is she? What is she? The soldiers agreed. Protecting her was their duty now, but the mystery was a weight they all carried. If they did not understand her, how could they defend her from the entire galaxy? That night, when the group rested, the leader sat beside her. The firelight flickered against his scarred face as he spoke softly. We are risking everything for you. But we need to know why they fear you. What secret are you hiding? The girl lowered her head. She was silent for a long time. Her hands trembled as she pressed them against her glowing marks. Finally, in broken words, she whispered, "Last of my kind." The soldiers froze. The air seemed to grow heavier. She lifted her eyes, filled with sorrow. My people, gone. All, gone. Before they died, they gave me this. She touched the marks on her skin again. They glowed faintly, responding to her touch. The leader leaned closer. What is it? A weapon. Her eyes filled with tears. She shook her head weakly. Not weapon. Memory. Knowledge. The soldiers exchanged confused glances. One of them muttered, "Knowledge? Of what?" She looked at the fire as if afraid to say more. Then she whispered, "A secret, hidden for ages. If found, it can destroy stars." A heavy silence followed. Every soldier understood the weight of those words. She was not just a helpless girl. She carried within her the knowledge of something powerful enough to end worlds. No wonder the galaxy hunted her. The leader clenched his fists. So that's why they call you dangerous. They don't fear you. They fear what you carry. The girl's voice shook. I did not choose this. They forced it, before the end. I never wanted it. The soldiers saw the pain in her eyes. She was not proud of this gift. It was a burden, a curse she never asked for. One soldier whispered, "If the others find out, they'll never stop hunting her." Another added, "Even humans might turn on her, if the wrong people hear about this." The leader's voice was firm. "Then we keep it secret. She trusted us with the truth. We protect it. We protect her." The girl's lips trembled. For the first time, she looked directly into his eyes and whispered, "Trust, human." The soldiers felt a strange warmth. In the middle of this endless war, a child from another world had placed her trust in them. It was something no one else had dared to do. But their moment of peace did not last. Far above, alien ships scanned the planet. Leaders of other factions had already learned fragments of the truth. They spread rumors across the stars. The last of her kind carries the key to ultimate destruction. The humans are hiding her. The hunt was growing larger. The humans continued moving through forests and ruins, trying to stay ahead of their pursuers. Every night, the girl grew closer to them. She watched how they shared food, how they laughed even in danger, how they carried each other when one was weak. These things were new to her. Her people had been strict, always focused on survival, never on kindness. But humans were different. They fought hard, but they also cared. And that care reached her heart. One night, she asked a question in her broken voice. "Why protect me? Others say, doom." The leader answered without hesitation. "Because you are more than what you carry. You are not a weapon. You are a life. And life deserves protection." Her eyes filled with tears again, but this time they were not only from sadness. A small hope was growing in her heart. Still, danger closed in. Scouts spotted enemy movement not far behind. The pursuit had not stopped, it had only grown stronger. The leader gathered his soldiers. His voice was sharp. "We cannot let her fall into their hands. If they get the knowledge inside her, entire worlds will fall. Our choice is clear. We protect her, even if the galaxy calls us traitors." The soldiers nodded. Fear was in their hearts, but so was resolve. As the girl watched them, she whispered one final word that night, soft but clear. "Family." The soldiers froze. It was a simple word, but it struck deep. She had lost her real family, but now, in her broken way, she was calling them her own. The secret of who she was had been revealed. She was the last of her kind, carrying knowledge that could end everything. And now the humans had chosen to guard that secret. They had chosen to guard her. But even as they swore to protect her, shadows gathered in the distance. Betrayal was already waiting, closer than they could imagine. The real test of their loyalty was yet to come. The humans kept moving through broken cities and silent forests, always watching the skies. The alien girl stayed close to them, no longer afraid of their presence. She had begun to walk with more strength, though the glowing marks on her skin still flickered faintly at night. To her, they were no longer just soldiers. They were protectors. They were the only ones who had not abandoned her. She had called them family, and in her heart, she believed it. But not all humans were the same. One evening, after days of travel, the group reached a hidden outpost. Other human soldiers were stationed there, men and women who had not seen the alien girl before. At first, they were shocked. They stared at her glowing marks, whispering to one another. "What is this?" one asked. "An alien child," another muttered. The leader of her protectors answered firmly. "She is under our protection. No one harms her." The outpost commander, a man with sharp eyes and polished armor, stepped forward. He studied the girl with interest, not fear. His smile was thin, cold. "So the rumors are true. The cursed child lives, and you brought her here." The soldiers in the first group grew tense. They did not like the way he looked at her, as if she were not a child, but a prize. The girl stepped back, sensing something was wrong. Her hands shook as she clutched the arm of the soldier she trusted most. The commander's voice was smooth but heavy with greed. "Do you know what she carries? Do you realize the power she holds? With her knowledge, humanity could rise above every alien race. We could rule the stars." The protectors stood firm. Their leader said sharply, "She is not a weapon. She is a child. We protect her, not use her." The commander laughed. "Fool. You talk of protection while the galaxy hunts her. Do you not see? Sooner or later, they will come. And when they do, your small group will be crushed. But if we use what she carries, humanity will no longer need to fear anyone. The girl's eyes filled with tears. She shook her head, whispering, "No, not weapon." The commander ignored her. His soldiers stepped closer, weapons in hand. The protectors raised their own guns instantly. The air grew tense. One wrong move, and humans would fight humans. The leader of the protectors spoke with anger in his voice. "If you try to take her, you will have to go through us." For a moment, silence fell. Then the commander's smile faded. So be it. The betrayal had begun. Gunfire exploded in the outpost. Humans fought against their own kind, the sound of metal and energy blasts echoing through the halls. The alien girl screamed, covering her ears as chaos surrounded her. The protectors fought with everything they had, forming a shield around her. But the commander's forces were many, and they fought with ruthless hunger. In the middle of the battle, the commander shouted, "She does not belong with you. She belongs to humanity. Give her to me." The leader answered through the roar of gunfire. Humanity is not about greed. Humanity is about compassion. And that is why you will never have her. The girl cried, her glowing marks burning brighter as fear and sorrow filled her. Energy rippled from her body, shaking the walls of the outpost. Both sides froze, staring at her in shock. She fell to her knees, whispering through her tears, "Stop, please, no more." For a brief moment, the fighting paused. Even the commander hesitated, his eyes wide with awe at her power. But then greed returned to his face. He raised his weapon toward her. The leader of the protectors leapt forward, shielding her with his body. The shot fired, grazing his armor but missing her. He turned his weapon on the commander, forcing him back. The protectors rallied together, pushing the traitors out of the outpost. Smoke filled the air, the ground littered with broken weapons and wounded men. Finally, the commander retreated, his voice echoing with anger. "You will regret this. You cannot protect her forever. Others will come, and you will fall. Humanity deserves her power, not your foolish mercy." Then he vanished with his soldiers, leaving only silence behind. The protectors gathered around the girl. She was trembling, tears rolling down her face. She looked at them, her voice breaking. "Even humans betray." Her words pierced their hearts. The leader knelt beside her, his voice steady. "Yes. Some may betray. But not all. Not us. We are with you until the end." She looked at him for a long moment, then slowly reached out, clutching his hand. Her glowing marks dimmed, calming again. The soldiers sat in silence, each of them shaken. They had not only faced alien hunters, but their own kind. And it was clear, the galaxy was not their only enemy. Greed, betrayal, and fear existed among humans too. But despite it all, they had chosen their path. They would not give her up. The betrayal had shown her the worst of humanity. But it had also shown her the best, the few who would fight not for power, but for her life. And as the stars burned above them, she knew the greatest test was still ahead. Because the final stand was coming. The air was heavy with tension. The betrayal at the outpost had left scars, not only on the soldiers' bodies but on their hearts. The alien girl sat quietly by the fire, her glowing marks dim and faint. She looked at the humans around her, unsure if she could truly trust again. But when she saw the ones who had defended her, bleeding, tired, but still standing, she knew her hope was not gone. The leader spoke to his soldiers. "The galaxy will not stop. Aliens will return. Traitors may rise again. But this ends with us. If we fall protecting her." Every soldier nodded. Fear still lived in their eyes, but courage burned brighter. The girl whispered one soft word. "Why?" The leader looked at her. His voice was steady and calm. "Because humans protect. Even when the universe runs away, we stand. That is who we are." That night, the sky lit up with fire. Enemy ships descended like storms, their lights flashing across the ruins. Countless alien forces landed, their armies forming a circle around the humans. The ground shook under their march. The humans stood together in the center, surrounding the girl. Their weapons glowed, their armor scratched but ready. The alien leader stepped forward, his voice loud and sharp. "Enough. Give her to us, or all of you will die here." The human leader shouted back, "You fear her because you cannot control her. But she is not your weapon. She is not your slave. She is a life, and she will not be yours." The alien leader raised his hand. "Then you have chosen death." The battle began. The night exploded with fire and sound. Weapons clashed, energy blasts lit the sky, and the ground shook with every strike. The humans fought with everything they had, pushing back wave after wave. But they were outnumbered. Through the chaos, the girl cried out. Her glowing marks blazed like fire, brighter than ever before. She held her head, whispering in fear. "No, not again." The leader ran to her side. "You are not alone. Trust us. Trust humanity." Her heart pounded. She remembered betrayal, but she also remembered kindness. She remembered the hands that lifted her when she fell, the voices that told her she was safe. And in that moment, she chose. She placed her small hands on the ground, closing her eyes. The glowing marks across her skin burned like stars. A wave of energy burst outward, brighter than the sun. Aliens screamed as their weapons shattered. Their machines cracked and fell. The battlefield shook like thunder. But the humans, those standing around her, were untouched. The energy moved through them like wind, leaving them safe. The alien armies stumbled back in fear. Their leader's voice shook. This is why she cannot live. She carries the power of destruction." The girl opened her eyes, tears running down her face. Her voice was soft but steady. "Not destruction, choice." She looked at the humans, her new family. "You did not use me. You protected me. So I choose you." With those words, she released one final wave of energy. But this time, it was different. Instead of tearing apart the battlefield, it spread like light across the sky. Ships in orbit powered down. Weapons across the field turned silent. The fighting stopped. The aliens stared in shock. They had come for a weapon, but what they saw was something greater, a child choosing mercy. The leader of the humans stepped forward, his voice echoing. "Do you see now? She is not your doom. She is proof that even in fear, there can be hope. And it is humanity that stood for her when no one else did." Silence covered the field. None of the alien leaders dared to move. Slowly, their armies withdrew, their fear greater than their greed. When the battle ended, only the humans remained standing. The girl collapsed, exhausted, her strength gone. The leader caught her in his arms. She looked up at him with tired eyes and whispered one word. "Safe." He smiled through his scars. "Yes. Safe. Always." The soldiers gathered around, silent but proud. Against impossible odds, they had stood together. They had proven something greater than weapons, greater than power. They had proven humanity's heart. As the dawn rose over the battlefield, the girl slept peacefully for the first time since her world was destroyed. The humans carried her forward, not as a curse, not as a weapon, but as family. And across the galaxy, whispers began to spread. When all others abandoned her, it was humanity that stood. When all others feared her, it was humanity that protected her. In the darkest night, it was humanity that brought light. This was the legend that would be remembered. The helpless alien girl, deserted by everyone, was saved by the only race who dared to protect her. Humans.